use the opportunity to thank His Excellency President Adama Barrow for championing this bill for the first time in the history of this country, for our youths to be able to have the opportunity to get the necessary training in their own backyards and not be bothered of the financial challenges here and there, that the system, the republic, comes for them, creating opportunities where they can come and use funds to take care of their education and then later come and pay back. It's a great day. The scholarships that the Gambia government normally takes care of half of the students of the University of the Gambia, but there's another half. And this loan scheme will help not only those at UTG, but in all the other tertiary institutions and universities.
In another development, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Dauda A. Jallow, withdrew the Judicial Officers' Remuneration and Other Entitlement Bill 2024. The minister instead led a new bill titled Judicial Officers' Conditions of Service Bill 2025, which received its first reading. The proposed legislation is expected to address broader welfare concerns of the judiciary. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
As rising global constraints shift reproductive intentions worldwide, the Gambia joins the world in observing World Population Day 2025. Vice President Mohamed B.S. Jallow formally launches the UNFPA's State of World Population Report 2025, casting light on global fertility barriers and what they mean for Gambian youth. Julden Jai attended the event and now reports.
Under the global theme of empowering young people to create the families they want in a fair and hopeful world, the Gambia celebrated World Population Day with a renewed commitment to reproductive rights, youth autonomy and inclusive development policies. Organized by the National Population Commission Secretariat and UNFPA, the report finds that nearly 1 in 4 reproductive age adults globally believe they will never be able to have as many children as they desire. Financial constraints are the most common obstacles, with 39% saying money problems have reduced their ability to have the family they want, and about 1 in 5 cite fears about future wars, pandemics and climate change as reasons limiting their family planning choices. Here is Mariama Fane, Director of National Population Commission Secretariat.
We stand at a crossroads. On one hand, we see the immense potential of a young, vibrant global population ready to innovate and drive progress. On the other hand, we face persistent inequalities, the devastating impacts of climate change, and the urgent need to ensure that no one is left behind.
In the Gambia, the youth population is the dominant demographic, with over 77% of Gambians under 35. The Gambia's total fertility rate remains high compared to the global average, with only 9% of women currently using modern contraception. Child marriage is widespread. These gaps underscore the need for more investment in reproductive health care, education and economic opportunities to support young people and women, a priority reinforced by the national data and call to action in the same report. Dairo Sar, UNFPA country representative, highlights what could be done to address these crises.
We must also act by expanding access to youth-friendly sexual and reproductive health services so that no young woman is forced to carry an unintended pregnancy and no young couple is denied the tools to plan their family. Creating quality education and skills training that lead to decent jobs and economic independence is another one. Ensuring affordable housing and childcare options to support family life is also another one. Promoting gender equality and ending harmful practices that limit young women's agency and opportunities is another one.
Carl Frederick Paul, UN Resident Coordinator to the Gambia, urged all stakeholders to renew their commitment to the SDGs and ensure that every young person has the agency, resources and support they need to build a life of dignity, resilience and hope.
The essence of the United Nations vision articulated through our common agenda with the government of the Gambia is a renewed social contract that places people, and particularly the young people, at the center of development.
Gambia's Vice President Mohamed B.S. Jallow officially launched the State of the World Population Report 2025. UNFPA's flagship study on reproductive intention versus reality.
The government of the Gambia remains resolutely committed to advancing reproductive rights and ensuring that no one is left behind. Under the current National Development Plan, we are prioritizing the expansion of reproductive, maternal, and newborn child and adolescent health services, including access to youth-friendly facilities and commodities. We also prioritize the promotion of gender equality and the elimination of gender-based violence through legislative reform and community engagement.
With the launch of this very important report, it is hoped that Gambia's population of 2.4 million will not only gain greater awareness of the challenges they face, but also find renewed hope in actionable solutions. For QTV News, I am Juldengai.
In the latest incident, as part of determined efforts to curb irregular migration, the Gambia Immigration Department intercepted more than 170 migrants in a recent operation. The interception comes as a result of intensified and coordinated surveillance and enforcement measures along key coastal departure points. Our Bob has more.
Irregular migration remains a serious problem in the Gambia, with many embarking on dangerous journeys trying to get to Europe along the Atlantic coastline, locally referred to as the Backway. On Thursday, the Gambia Immigration Department's Border Patrol Unit held a press briefing in Tangier Village to give details of a major operation that led to the interception of over 170 migrants. Conducted in early July, the operation focused on well-known key irregular departure points along the Atlantic coastline, particularly hotspots in Combo South. Immigration patrol teams were able to swoop and successfully disrupt the attempted journey before it could begin. GID officials disclosed that the success of the operation was largely due to coordinated intelligence gathering, community cooperation, and swift tactical response, acting on credible reports and surveillance. Inspector Seaman Lowe, the Gambia Immigration Department's public relations officer, provided key insights into the operation, shedding light on how it was coordinated and the challenges they faced.
The organizers in most cases are not even Gambians. They are non-Gambians who would come to the country, recruit migrants or recruit them in other West African countries and then bring them to the Gambia as a transit. Now, in most cases, their payments are done in installments. It becomes hard for you to trace the money because there is no track of how it was being paid because it is all physically done. Irregular migration occurs in key communities within the Gambia. The areas of Katong, Gunjur, Sanyang, Tangi, around Bara as well. And these areas we've mentioned all fall within the coastal lines.
As irregular migration continues to pose a national and regional challenge, GID officials have called for sustained public awareness and strong collaboration among all stakeholders in the fight against illegal migration. Speaking to journalists at the briefing, Superintendent Binta K.J. Barrow, the Commissioner for Immigration Management, shed light on the scope of the operation and the department's ongoing efforts to combat irregular migration along coastal routes.
Most of these migrants are harbored into compounds. It's a hindrance to the immigration department in our 4 zones. If non-documented Gambians are harbored in a compound, it is not reported, it is an offense against the Immigration Act.
Inspector Lowe also called on communities to collaborate more closely with law enforcement by reporting suspicious movements and boats. He assures the public that the intercepted individuals are being processed in accordance with the law and provided with necessary humanitarian assistance.
The public has to maintain that vigilance because if we are not in all areas, they should be able to at least serve as the eye of the immigration department. The migrants are not criminals. They are not perpetrators, but they are victims of the system. And by virtue of that, it is our mandate, it is our duty as law enforcement officers to safeguard their lives and their properties.
The Gambia Immigration Department reiterated its commitment to intensifying patrols along coastal and inland routes, strengthening community engagement, and working closely with regional partners to combat human smuggling and protect lives. For QTV News, I am Our Bob.
We'll take a short commercial break. When we return, we have local and international stories. Do stay tuned and join us after the break.
Ajib Bank, we are more than banking. We build bridges that connect you to pivotal services every day. Do you have government bills to pay to the Gambia Revenue Authority, Comfort, KMC, or the Accountant General's Department? We've got you covered. From payment of customs and domestic taxes to GRA, payment of number plate and vehicle ownership transfer to Comfort, payment of property rates and business license fee to KMC, and payment of MR passport, business registration, fishing license, land fees, sale of assets, lease application, development permits, quarrying royalties, gravel and sand, mining royalties, and a host of other revenue lines to the Accountant General's Department. Walk into any of our branches nationwide and make your payments hassle-free. Either in person or online. Simple, secure, and immediate. With Ajib Bank, there is no need to worry about government bill payments for your vehicles, taxes, licenses, business registration, and any other revenue line. Ajib Bank, passionate about your investment. We've got you covered. Ajib Bank, your investment partner.
Browse with us. QCell brings you a promo like never before. Get unlimited internet for just $25 Cs. Yes! Recharge $25 Cs and enjoy the convenience of free internet from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. every day with our Browse with Us promo. With this amazing offer, you can browse, stream, and download all your favorite movies for free. So why wait? Recharge $25 Cs today and enjoy free internet only with QCell between 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. For more information, call customer care on 111. QCell, Senior Bus, we innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back, and this is QTV News. Senior officials from the Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock and Food Security on Thursday embarked on a field visit to several SME grant beneficiaries in the West Coast region. The tour aimed to assess how giraffe matching grants are helping expand agribusinesses while promoting food security and job creation. Usman Jada tells us more.
The Gambia Inclusive and Resilient Agricultural Value Chain Development Project GIRAV is transforming agricultural enterprises like GK Farms in Tubacuta, West Coast region. Spanning 32 hectares and powered by a modern drip irrigation system, GK Farm cultivates high-demand crops like okra, onions and pepper. The farm is a beneficiary of the GIRAV matching grant, receiving 60% support totaling $300,000, while CEO Mohammed A. Jawara contributed the remaining 40%, totaling $200,000.
So when GIRAV came in, they came in at a very good time. And for me, I thought it would be extremely important to use the resources from GIRAV, wisely. And they've actually made a huge difference because, as you can see, we are fully mechanized within these premises here, and that has made a huge difference. Currently, every 2 days we are harvesting almost a ton of okra.
GIRAV, launched in August 2022, focuses on building resilient, high-value agricultural chains targeting products in demand across the country's consumption hubs. The initiative is anchored in value addition, employment generation and market access. Project Coordinator Abdullah Toure of the Central Project Coordinating Unit CPCU under the Ministry of Agriculture highlighted how the project is strategically designed to empower agri-entrepreneurs and communities.
So GIRAV is also supporting small-scale farmers to improve rice, 4 key value chains, which is rice, maize, vegetables, as well as poultry. So these are areas that will help the government to address food security as well as increase the income of small-scale farmers and, of course, small and medium enterprises.
At GK Farms, the transformation is visible, not just in crops, but in lives. The farm employs several young Gambians, offering them a sustainable livelihood. Mariama Sedi, one of the staff members, shared her testimony.
We thank God. Since we started working on this farm a few years ago, it has helped us provide for our families and meet our personal needs.
The success at GK has not been without challenges, but with giraffes backing, hurdles have turned into stepping stones.
For example, it used to be water issue. We no longer have water issue here, thanks to giraffe, obviously. Market used to be an issue, I have to be honest, but right now people are fighting over okra.
Beyond increasing productivity, the farm also supplies vegetables at affordable prices, supporting the local value chain and improving nutrition.
The only criticism that you will have is people tell me you are selling at a very low price. But I'm like, okay, that is the goal, that is the objective, because I want to empower.
Between August 2023 and December 2024, Giraffe disbursed over $5.47 million in grants, benefiting 19 SMEs, 74 groups, and 312 individuals across the country.
The potential is there. It's up to us, Gambians in general, to actually venture into this thing, to explore it, to actually be able to meet the challenges that are there.
GK Farms is proof that vision, support, and dedication can transform agriculture into a pillar of national development, ensuring food security, job creation, and economic progress. Osman Jata, reporting for QTV News.
The National Environment Agency, NEA, has engaged journalists in a sensitization session designed to enhance their understanding of critical environmental issues affecting the country and to strengthen media reporting on environmental protection. Yafatuge has more.
The one-day training brought together a diverse group of journalists from print, electronic, and online media across the Gambia to discuss critical environmental issues, particularly those threatening public health and biodiversity during rainy season, with stagnant water and poor drainage systems exacerbate environmental hazards. Sheikh Alkinki Sanyang, head of communications at the NEA, emphasized the importance of the media's role in raising awareness and educating the public about the dangers of pollution.
The objectives of this training is to avail to you to become advocates for attitudinal change that will help improve the quality of our dear Gambian environment.
Special focus was placed on the legislation which has been in force since 2015, which prohibits the manufacture, importation, sale, and use of plastic bags in the Gambia. Although the law is being implemented ineffectually, violators face severe penalties, including imprisonment and heavy fines, with even harsher sanctions for repeat offenders. Asan M.S. Dukre, the program manager of the Environmental Quality Department, noted that the National Environment Management Act, frequently referred to as NEMA, which dates from 1994, is being reviewed to better address emerging challenges linked to plastic bag use.
From 1994 to now, it's almost 31 years, all right? Now, a law that is 31 years old, considering our, new age of technology, new age of, emerging issues, there are a lot of, deficiencies in that law that are not applicable or that cannot, at least regulate what is happening now. So there is, added need for us to have, emerging issues incorporated in the law.
Plastic waste harms the environment, wildlife, and human health by causing pollution, flooding, and toxic contamination. It also contributes to climate change and increases waste management costs. Reducing plastic use and adopting eco-friendly alternatives is crucial to protecting health and nature. Mr. Dukure also noted that some seized plastic waste is being repurposed into products such as paving slabs and key holders and other items supporting the country's waste management efforts.
There are exemption plastics in the country, even whereas not in the case that plastics that we seize, but there are exemptive plastics that after use are just discarded. So we encourage entrepreneurs to invest in recycling of those plastics, not necessarily meaning we are allowing single-use plastics to be around.
The public can help reduce plastic bag use and choose eco-friendly alternatives like paper or cloth bags. Small daily actions like using reusable bags can also help protect the Gambia's environment and promote a healthier and sustainable future for all. Reporting for QTV News, this is Yafati Gay.
Up next is international news. The Global Civilization Dialogue Ministerial Meeting themed Safeguarding Diversity of Human Civilizations for War, Peace and Development took place in Beijing on Thursday. Sidi Sirif Sise, the Administrative Secretary of the Gambia's National People's Party, was among the attendees. CGTN's Dai Kai has the details.
Ahead of the opening ceremony, Chinese President Xi Jinping sent a congratulatory letter to the event. He pointed out that as the world faces growing turbulence and uncertainty, humanity stands at a new crossroads. He stressed the urgent need to bridge cultural divides through dialogue and mutual learning between civilizations. President Xi reaffirmed China's commitment to working with all countries to uphold the principles of equality, mutual learning, dialogue, and inclusiveness. He called for joint efforts to advance the Global Civilizations Initiative and establish a global network for intercultural exchange and cooperation, injecting fresh momentum into human progress and international peace. The two-day meeting gathers over 600 people from approximately 140 countries and regions.
It can join people from different parts of the world, from different civilizations, to exchange their ideas, to understanding for the life. And I believe that we'll have a positive issues in the end to find a way for the complicated situation on the road and to find a way to develop together, not to separate.
I think it's the right forum, and the timing too is quite important. At a time when the world is in crisis, whether we like it or not, how do we treat each other? How do we value each other? That's quite important. And I think for me, the takeaway from this is to understand each other and to listen to each other. That's quite important for me.
I think it will be a discussion of the pragmatic details and not only ideas, but also practical instruments, how we can build up the security, how we can communicate in terms of ecology, economy, and culture.
Broad participation here reflects a growing consensus on the need for dialogue among diverse civilizations, especially at a time when the world faces rising uncertainties. Guests say the event provides a key platform to explore new avenues for cooperation and deepen mutual understanding. CGTN, Beijing.
That's all for this news bulletin. Join us tomorrow at 8 p.m. for another bulletin. Until then, thanks for watching.